Welcome back to Fast Gear. Now, after the clamps are off, we are going to remove the exhaust. This part is a little heavy, so make sure you have another mechanic to hold the exhaust for you on the other side. While you're removing it, remember that we left the 2 bolts on the bottom part of the hangers, all in the weight of the exhaust. So the next step is going to be to remove those 2 bolts, one on each side, and remove the exhaust from the vehicle. Remember that exhaust has some weight on it, so it's recommended to rock the exhaust carefully side to side until the bolts comes off. They're off now. Let's put that exhaust back carefully. Make sure nothing is attached to it. If it's not touching any part of the vehicle, and then pull them out. Carefully remove the exhaust and put it away for a minute. As you can see now, you have access to the transmission and the real components of the engine. The next step is going to be to remove the lower plate, which is underneath this transmission. This metal plate work also has a component to add strength to the frame, making the car more stable under pressure. Carefully remove all the hardware one by one until the metal plates is removed. This fastener looks a little bit different than the one from the top, so it's easy to identify. But remember, it's always a good idea to put the fastener back where it belongs. We have 2 more screws here, and the part will be completely loose. Always have another person holding the bracket or the part before you remove the last screws. To avoid dropping the part on the floor. This is the last set of screws, now removing faster. It's very important to pay attention to this pan. This pan will show signs of oil leaks on the transmission. Once you remove the part, you can inspect the transmission for leaks. In this case, we have a small leak of fluid on this pan. This transmission will need to be serviced. After you remove the part, complete a thorough inspection. Look for leaks. We identified leaks on the transmission. We're going to go ahead and clean the area in order to identify the specific location of the leak. We prepare the area for cleaning. With some brake cleaner or any other product that can remove grease. We're going to spray the product on the transmission in order to clean it and inspect it properly. Remember, it's important to clean the parts very well before inspecting it. This way you can have an accurate inspection. Remember to use safety equipment for protection. Safety first. Protect your eyes and protect your skin. These products can be very harsh on your skin and your eyes. With a clean rag, let's go and remove the leftover material. Making the area very clean is the most important job in order to perform a good inspection on the part. The next step is to remove the front cover. Be patient and remove all the screws one by one. Do not ever pull this part down. It is not ready because you can damage the part. We have one more fastener here. A clip and it's ready to go down. There you go. After all the corners are removed, you can see the whole vehicle underneath. The process is to remove the engine oil. We mark all the plugs that you have to remove in the respective sequence. It's very important to remove these plugs in the right sequence. If you don't follow the sequence, the part of the section where the plug is will not be drained properly. As you can see, it's marked with yellow tape and a sequence number. We have a total of 8 plugs that have to be removed. Take your time to make sure the area is drained properly before you install the plug back on. This engine is going to be replaced, so there's no need to retort these bolts. As you can see, some plugs have more oil than others. This is very common in these engines. This plug has way more oil than the previous plugs. Normally in a common car, you only have one plug. Lamborghini has 8. It's quite a difference.
Por la manga tú dices. Cabe. Por la manga.
Plug number 4 limited us access, so we decided to use an open wrench. Take your time to make sure the oil cooler is fully empty. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the upper plugs. Number 7 and number 8. Start with number 7. Carefully remove the plug. Plug number 8 is located on the top, so we need to have a special tool to remove the oil. This time we use a tool to extend it so we don't get the frame of the vehicle full of oil. A funnel with an extension will be required in this location. With the oil replacement completed, all the oil is being removed from the engine. Now we are going to readjust the height of the vehicle to allow us to keep working on the transmission and the rest of the car. The next step is to disconnect the oil tubes. The tubes are connected to the oil reservoir on the back. Carefully remove the 2 bolts on the oil tube and pull it down carefully. Try not to bend or damage the tube. These 2 will have an O-ring that will need to be replaced. The O-ring is designed to prevent leaks from this tube in operations or when the oil gets hot. Carefully remove the other tube. We like to use this special absorption rag designed to absorb the most oil possible. We put it underneath the tube before we remove them. We want to readjust the oil container in order to put it underneath the vehicle. Remember, keep the area clean. It's always the best idea. Carefully pull it down, and they're off. All right. Now we adjust the height of the vehicle again one more time. In order to be able to remove the oil container, make sure the hose is disconnected from the top. After this is done, you can pull the oil container up. Don't forget to remove the bracket underneath that has a hose attached to it. Let's put this in a safe place. Next, let's remove the zip ties that are attached in the vacuum lines. We need to remove these vacuum lines in order to be able to remove the X-brace. This X-brace is attached to 2 bolts. When you remove the 2 bolts on the bottom side, they will separate, allowing you to remove the brackets on the brace. First, disconnect the upper portion from it. There's a bolt there and a bolt on this side. After these 2 bolts are removed, then you have to go ahead and remove the bottom bolt or the one in the middle. Make sure all the parts that are attached to it are disconnected before you remove them. Now we are going to readjust the height of the vehicle in order for us to access the bolt from the bottom. From underneath the car by the quarter panel, you are going to see the ball attached to the frame. Carefully remove the bolt.
Lagyan na hell. Basher.
Now we are going to remove the opposite side bolt. we are going to readjust the height of the vehicle again, in order to be more comfortable when accessing the next bolts. We are double checking to make sure everything has been removed and ready to go. On the right side, you will locate the black connector box. Open it. The connectors are the wire harness for the engine. Once open, you're going to locate a number 10 nut holding a wire. You're going to remove that wire first. Then you're also going to find connectors. You remove the connectors off too. Be very careful when you're disconnecting these wires. You don't want to pull on them and damage them. Take your time to make sure the connectors are loose and free before you pull them out. Some of these connectors are color-coded in order to facilitate the reinstallation of. That's it for today. Join us next Friday for episode 4 as we dive deeper into this journey.